There we go. Let's have a go at a foot. These are a bit larger, so hopefully they've cooled all the way. Not bad. Not bad at all. Have I started a thought of what brown bread dish I'm making? I kind of want to do like a bread bowl for a stew, like one of those really meaty, hearty Irish stews. But part of me also wants to do some possibly blasphemous combination of St. Patrick's and Mardi Gras, because they're both a March thing, and do like a brown bread and etouffee or something like that. I just really want etouffee. Like, really bad. And they don't have any etouffee in New York. Why don't they give me... Why don't I have it here? I'm sure I could find it if I went searching, but... Here we go. Oh, yeah. I don't think I can find crawfish, but maybe. I imagine if I do find crawfish, they'll be like $1,000 freaking dollars. So I'd probably just shoot for shrimp. Maybe scallops. That's also probably blasphemous if you ask a New Orleanian, but, you know, make do. There's foot number 2. Look, they're real things. Made of edible. This is exciting. It's coming together. Then we got to worry about the eyes and the modeling chocolate. All right, it's time for the stressful unmolding again. I'll just take the foil with me. Oh, no. Dripped some of the gray on it. He melts like as soon as you touch it. Number 2. Hell yeah. Congratulations on the post. Which, do you want to link it? So we can hit the like on it and send that sweet, sweet dopamine and that little notification. Nah, fair enough. Oh, nice. That'd be really nice. That'd be killer. I want that for you. Save us, algorithm. Take it away. Do the thing. Okay. Let's see. I think we'll demold 2 more feet, and then we'll have a full set of 2, and then we can move on. Well, technically 3, because there's 2 more in here. Are these ready to come out? Are you ready to be demolded? I think so. Oh my goodness. Perfect fill. Give me feet. There we go. Fill this back up. Getting better at filling things. So we got that going for us. All right. Let me clear this away. Alrighty. We should make some modeling chocolate, which I need to look up the ratio for. Surprisingly, didn't need another mold. The freezer just sort of like took care of it, which is kind of crazy. Also, on the subject of making little chocolate molds, I discovered you can get little 5-inch by 5-inch sheets of that high vacuum form plastic. So like there's those big expensive vacuum forms that do like, you know, like big sheets and then vacuum it over the whole thing. But you can, they sell the 5 by 5 sheets because dentists use them. And you can build a pretty small little box, and the 5 by 5 sheet can heat up pretty evenly just in an oven. So if you have a frame made of wood, you can heat up the 5 by 5, make a little box, use like a regular vacuum, and vacuum form without a big fancy machine on a 5-inch by 5-inch target. Which, I mean, most chocolatey things would be that big. So going to explore that in the future. I don't know. Maybe it's a job for a sacrificial toaster oven. I didn't see anything about it online, but that doesn't mean that those people knew what they were doing. It's not like you're fully melting it either. You're not turning it to liquid, you're just softening it. Right? Because you don't want it to like drip. You just want it to be loose. So maybe if you left it in there and like, you know, it turned into a puddle and boiled away, then you might have an argument being like, oh, this isn't good. But I don't know. More research to be done on that. That's an excellent question that I don't know the answer to. But I sure would like to be able to do a little vacuum form instead of the 2-part silicon. It would be, it'd produce better shapes. That's for sure. Maybe not these guys though. That might be too detailed for them. But we'll see. We'll see. It's a thought. Things to explore. Yeah, they're trying to reflow the solder. If the part comes off. But a lot of those electronics people that do home flow soldering just get a toaster oven. And then they just have like, this is the solder toaster oven. You don't make toast in the solder toaster oven. But putting a whole GPU in the toaster oven would be a little difficult. But for little home PCBs, toaster oven's great. There's a few really, really cool open source pick and place machines, which are wild, and I wish I had the time to play with one. But there's definitely some super cool, like, you could do end-to-end PCB if you did subtractive PCBs with a desktop CNC to like mill out all the traces and then put it in your open source pick and place, and then put the pick and place, put the flotter, Jesus Christ, put the placed one in your flow toaster oven. You can home produce pretty intricate PCBs, which is really cool, and I really want to do it, but I have no excuse to do it, and I don't really know that much about PCBs. So, but it's cool looking. Let's look up a ratio for modeling chocolate. Modeling. Max sold? Oh. Modeling chocolate recipe. Well, give me the ratio. Candy melts, 4-1 by weight. After candy cuts melted, warmed up my corn syrup so it's easier to pour out of the container. Incorporating the chocolate because the corn syrup is really cold. Okay. Yeah, that's what the wick is going to be made from. I'm also thinking the eyes are just going to be candy melts, and then we'll pour it like onto the silicone into like the little ovals, and then I guess heat them up a little bit and then deform them to the surface. If that's even possible. Oh no, the ads. I don't know. Is it even necessary to heat them up separately? I imagine I can just do it all in one go. Candied peel. Oh man, that would be good. What's up, Don? How are you? Suddenly my throat got really dry. No, I'm thinking we'll make them flat and then just get them kind of warm and then just like push them onto the surface. Well, let's catch Don up to where we are as soon as this ad is over. I know he's not in an ad, but all right, there, it's over. So this is our goal for the day. We're making a Bob-omb entremet. It has a black cocoa brownie core, followed by a shell of raspberry mousse and chocolate mousse. They were supposed to be separate concentric shells, but the mold didn't arrive, so now they're just swirled in together. It's marbled mousse to form the outer shell. Then we will be making the outside coating of like a chocolate type situation. The feet, the little cap, are out of modeling chocolate, or sorry, not modeling chocolate. They're out of candy melts. And I'll show you how we made those. And then the wick is going to be modeling chocolate, which we're about to make. And then the eyeballs, I don't know what we're doing for the eyeballs. I have to figure that out. Puddling that. Anyway, for the feet and winder and little cap, we have these guys made out of candy melts, which are not chocolate, but just basically palm oil and sugar and a little flavoring. But we modeled and 3D printed these, the feet, and then used a 2-part silicone mold to create molds to melt the candy melts and pour them in. Little less than perfect surface finish on them because of the silly putty nature of our mold. So you can see there's like sort of some weirdness on the edges, but overall not too bad. Also getting the color right for the Bob-omb was a little tricky, but I'm not too unhappy with our colors that we have there. And then we have our little windy things on the back, but those guys probably need a little cleanup. But I will be putting these guys in the freezer probably here soon. The actual mousse bomb cores are in the freezer, getting solid before we demold them. So we're just going to handle the wicks before it's time to dip them and stuff like that. That's what we're doing. That's where we are. It's good to see you, Don. Sorry I haven't dropped by your stream recently. It's been a month. A hell of a month. You know, just stuff keeps going. Anyway, our bowl. Let's get our bowl out. Where's our... There it is. Set our camera up. I'm also trying my hand at recording so I can edit this together into like a little short type thing, TikTok, Instagram reel, that type of doohickey. So talk 8 points for not having explosives. Well, sorry. All right, let's do straight up 100 grams. Overshot. Of white chocolate. We don't need that much. And then 25 grams of our corn syrup. Fireworks. So one thing said to completely melt the chocolate and then mix in the corn syrup. But part of me thinks that you could probably just put it all in a bowl and heat it up. And it wouldn't be a problem. Thoughts? Concerns? You know what? We'll do it in the order. We'll melt it. We'll do the thing that the thing wants. Good God. Look what I have become. Following directions. Oh, how far we have fallen. Oh, I was just speculating whether I needed to truly melt the candy melts by themselves and then add the corn syrup, or if I could just dump the corn syrup and the candy melts in and then melt it all together. But we're doing the stages, you know? Actually, I don't want a spoon. Do I have a knife still? I've used all my butter knives. Never mind. We're stuck with a spoon. Damn it. This is why I didn't want a spoon. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh my God. What's up, Fitz? Milkman, hello. You got it. You made it sad. What's up, Fitz? Well, it was Mario Day. Previously. About an hour and 15 minutes ago. Thank you for the raid. It's big day. This is my good friend Fitzbro streaming. Let's see, what were you streaming today? Was it Age, or were you doing? What are we up to today? I can't keep track. That's what I thought. I couldn't think of the name. Couldn't think of the name. My bad. Great RTS player. I'm a terrible RTS player, and I feel bad because sometimes he wants me to play RTSs, but I'll just weigh him down. I'm just a boat anchor to his glory. Oof. Oof. Well, if you think he's mid, I have to be like bottom of the barrel, just absolutely worst you could possibly find. If that's mid, I shudder to think where I fit. But March 10th spells Mario, to answer the question why I'm dressed like Mario. And we are making a bob-omb shaped entremet. So, black cocoa brownie core, mousse, raspberry and chocolate mousse shell. They were supposed to be in concentric shells, but the mold for the inner shell didn't over. Oh my god. Double raids? Double raids all the way? What's up, Titanium? Holy shit. How is everyone? Welcome on in.
Internet. Have a look around.
Did we break the bot? Are sounds happening? There's no raid notification. We broke it. It got raided so hard it died. No, it's there. Woo! It's making sounds. Welcome on in. Oh my god. What were you up to today, Titanium? Welcome on in, Talus, Silent Storm, Tinseltina. Listen, we've just had 2 great raids. My mouse is causing problems. Gotta move, gotta move, gotta move. There we go. 2 great raids. First, from Fitzbro, for the people in from Titanium Chef. If you like RTS gameplay, you should follow Fitzbro here in the chat. He's a good friend of mine, like literally middle school. Fantastic RTS player, great fun to watch. And if you came from Fitzbro's stream and you like cooking things, then Titanium Chef has an amazing kitchen. He was making some sweets and sweet potato. He's got a fun little bot called Ditch. He's got a bunch of lights. His bot like responds to voice commands, which is amazing. It's good time over there, super chill. Makes excellent food. The pictures at the end are impeccable. So, you know, do yourself a favor and follow Titanium Chef. Yours still doesn't work? After I patched it, it still doesn't work? What? Okay. I did a whole thing to like try to solve that. Try repairing, see what happens. If not, we'll do a debugging session because the ad thing is broken for someone else. Anyway, we're making bob-omb entremets. An entremet is a fussy little thing served in between courses. So think fancy little French pastry stuff. We're making a bob-omb shaped one because March 10th was Mario Day. It's now the 11th because I have no control of time. But when I started the stream, it was the 10th. In the center is a black cocoa brownie core, and then there are a layer of raspberry and chocolate mousse. But because I didn't get the mold for the inner shell, they're marbled together instead of concentric spheres. And then we're working on doing the outside. There's feet and the little cap are made from candy melts, and then we're making the modeling chocolate that will make the top wick. So we are doing the thing, hopefully. Melting some more of our candy melts, which look like white chocolate, but do not taste like it. They're just oil and sugar and milk powder. and I guess some flavor. It says artificial flavoring. What kind of flavor? Don't know. Might have to hit it with the microwave again. Yeah, I think we have to hit it. Gonna have to hit it. Once more. There we go. Let's zoom in. Actually, before we do that, let's talk briefly about how we're doing the feet and the winders and the little cap. So in CAD, we CAD'ed up his little feet that go at the bottom and the little winder on the back and 3D printed these. So these are plastic, not edible. And then we took some 2-part mold silicone. These guys, it's like silly putty type stuff. And molded up some molds, which are in the freezer. But we were able to use those molds to cast the candy melts into them. So these are actually edible candy. Replicas of our 3D printed shapes. So that's what we'll build the feet and the little winder and the little top. So that's what we're doing. For those, the actual spheres are in the freezer freezing. So I'm not going to take them out, but they are there. We'll see them in a bit. So we have 100 grams of our candy melt in there. And what I read online is a 4-to-1 ratio of candy melt to corn syrup. So we're just going to put some corn syrup in here, 25 grams. Yeah, I was struggling real hard. I'm not equipped for CAD work, but we were getting there. Got there in the end. I think the feet could have been modeled better by someone who knows what they're doing, but such is life. All right. So theoretically, oh my God, look at that. Look at that. What the hell? That's crazy. I hope I got that in shot. I think I might have been on a shot. I'm also trying to record this for shorts, but holy shit. That was wild. No, that's what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to turn into like clay. At least I think that's what it's supposed to do. A lot more spongy. I mean, we might be able to reheat it. It might need a zap in the old microwave. If not, I got plenty more candy melts. Hit it, and we'll see what happens. What we got? It certainly loosened up. Well, we melted the candy melts, and then I added the corn syrup, and it like instantaneously turned into clay. like consistency. It was wild. It is a little bit spongier, like Mystic is saying, but I've also never made this, so this might just be what it's supposed to be. It might just need to cool and then turn into a shape. We'll see. Hot damn. We'll see. We'll see what that turns into. That was crazy. Regardless if that's what's supposed to happen, that was crazy. Wow. We are making the modeling chocolate that will be used for the fuse on top of the guy. So this little thing up there, can't point to it, I don't have enough range, is made out of modeling chocolate, which is essentially these guys plus corn syrup. And then it turns like a clay type situation. This is supposed to be modeling chocolate. We'll see how it turns out when it cools down. We might have done it wrong, might have done it right, I don't know. Never done it. We'll see what happens. It does have an odd texture, but that might just be because it's like thermonuclear. When it cools down, we'll knead it and see what happens. It might come together. It feels a little grainy. So part of me thinks it's broken, but maybe when it cools down, we can knead it together and it'll work out. But I don't know. Never done that before. Bowl is quite hot. So let's go here. The last component, I guess the eyeballs. We got to do the eyeballs. My thought for the eyeballs is melt some of these white, don't color them, and then drip them onto a silicone thingy so that they'll form the little ovals for his eyes, and then wait for them to like solidify, peel them off, and then sort of get them warm again so that they form to the sphere. That's my thought. Whether that's a good thought, I don't know. Sometimes chocolate wants to do modeling while it's still young and has the right stuff. I mean, more power to the chocolate. See what we're at right now. Well, that's a little more clay-like. We'll see. We might have to remake this, but it was only a handful of these things. Let us need another bowl. Am I out of bowls? I've maxed out on bowls. We've got no more bowls. Sorry, we got a ramekin. Few more candy melts. Do these out of white chocolate if I had any left. There's an awful lot of candy melt going into this thing. Oops. Give it that. Get a little spoon. It's about 2.5 inches. Or it's 2 inches tall, so we'll shoot for like 1 inch tall doohickeys. Little eyeballs. Damn it. Come on. Come on. Oh my God. Yes, microwave, I'm right here. You can stop beeping. Thank you. Thank you. There we go. All right, now we just need to drip out 2 halfway decent eyeballs onto a sheet. We'll see if that's even humanly possible. It's a bit thick. Not exactly the shape we're looking for. Let's try again. A little better, but still kind of oblong. Let's see if we go. Nope, now it's not dripping. Drip, please. That's much better. That's more the eye shape we're looking for. And it's not dripping correctly. Come on. Come on. There we go. Eyes. Don't drip out sideways. Come on. I'm trying to be precise over here. That set was better than that set, but what are you gonna do? Do it better. That's what you do. Not quite what I was looking for. That's not it either. Lots of misses going on here. I think I'm getting too much on the... Damn it. Ran out of goop. Well, might as well just keep making eyes until I run out of melted, but I don't think I'm getting any better at this. Dang it. Maybe it's because it's cooling down? I don't know. Yeah, that might be better. Oh boy. I think we got... I'm going to move forward with these. There's a few in there that I think are pretty all right. Not exactly consistent, but we only really need one for a picture. So, I'm powering through. Those over there to cool down. Let's see if our quote modeling chocolate is salvageable or if it needs... I think this is wrong. Is modeling chocolate supposed to be like that? Is that supposed to happen? 2 and 3 are money. Yeah. It went downhill from there. I think this is like broken or seized or something. Might have to try again on that. That's what I'm thinking. I think it broke. I think the oil from the candy melts like came out or something. Yep. I think we throw this in the trash and start over. It was only 100 grams. No, I'll wait then, if you're going to stare at a video. That might just be what it is before it cools down. That just might be it. Kind of doubt it, though. Oh. Oh, I definitely overstirred then. Oh, that's 100%. Well, it's not cocoa butter, but because this doesn't have any cocoa butter. But it's definitely what happened to me. All right. Lesson learned. Don't overstir. Don't do it. It's bad. I didn't see anything about sitting overnight, but maybe? It didn't translate from German. Some visuals. Okay. Let's go. Inspect that. Turn that off. Okay. Let's go over here. Why isn't this camera on? Over here. Turn that on. All right, there we go. There's Mr. Camera. It isn't me. Click on this short real quick. Room temp corn syrup. Color in there. Okay, so just kind of folding, not stirring. And then, okay. Maybe I should have made this at the beginning of stream. We'll find out. Lessons learned. Lots of firsts. Oh my goodness, that username. Hello again. Would you rather fight one cow-sized chicken or 20 chicken-sized cows? Definitely the chicken-sized cows. 100%. Chickens are basically dinosaurs, and if you scale one up to a cow, that's like Jurassic Park. You've just recreated Jurassic Park. And I'm not dying to that shit. Let's try this again. We have 100 grams of these. Boop. There's 100. Give a little melt. Reverse chocobos. That is true. It is reverse chocobo. Yeah, how angry are these cows? Cows are pretty chill. Thank you for the follow, Evelyn. Are the like I could see a chicken wanting to fight me. But what did I have to do to piss off the cows? All right.
Welcome to the internet. Have a look around.
Yeah, that's true. There's that like video of the chicken chasing after the rat, and it just like murks that poor rat. It didn't stand a chance. Thank you for the follow, Evelyn. Glad you're here. It's, yeah, what's the weight on these things? Okay. There we go. We've got oh my god, what's up, Melted Jedi? Good to see you. We've got our candy melts there. Zero out that thing. Get out our corn syrup again. No over stirring. 25 grams in. Overshot by a little bit, but we'll be all right. Okay, let's just do easy turns. You're starting to do the thing again that I don't like. Maybe my candy melt's too hot? It seized a little. Um, I'm going to put it... No, that didn't get clean in the dishwasher at all. All right. That's a mess. Put it over here with the rest of the mess. I was going to put it in there. Instead, we'll put it in here. Four to one. Yeah, I did see that. We'll see how this turns out. I'm going to put it in the fridge. Does it say anything about not putting it in the fridge? Or can I put it in the fridge to accelerate it being hard? You know what? We'll just leave it here. We'll just put it over here. See what happens. Yeah, I did 100 grams of